Legacy also has a very interesting creative angle to it. If you think creatively, you can incorporate legacy issues in the bidding process that can really turn the heads of the bidding decision makers. I was giving a speech in in Shanghai about a year ago, and we were discussing the amount of money and subsidy and subvention that was going into a lot of bids. And I was making the point that if a destination has decided strategically to invest to try and attract particular events, they should look to extract the maximum value from that event, not just the expenditure of the delegates in the city, but they should be thinking about, for example, are there any top speakers coming in? Are there Nobel Prize winners? Could these people be asked to give public lectures or to go and give presentations to the local university? So there are many, many ways of delivering a legacy outcome, not just through buildings or improved research and development institutes, but it's up to you when you're bidding to think that through, because this will come on to a question I'm just about to answer. It's my segue into that. And that is that the decision makers are a small group of individuals, and although they will have taken a great deal of effort to come up with a rational decision-making process, I am of the opinion that emotion still plays a very important role. And emotion is something that we need as professionals in the meetings business to try and get a handle on. And so I'm going to ask the three of you, okay, the balance between rational and emotional, where does it fit in? How legitimate is emotional appeal by destinations? How do you see that whole balance working out? David?
Well, I don't think we should discount the emotional, that you can be, obviously you've got your rational part, and if you see some of these bids, they're very rational in terms of everything is noted down. But when it comes down to people making a decision between three cities, they can't help but think, how attractive is that city? How much, do I feel we should be there, as opposed to what the numbers tell me? And I don't think we're ever going to get away from that, but I think we should actually embrace it. And if there are negative emotions as well, I would actually say that should be tackled head on in the bid process as well, because Dubai lost one about 4 years ago against Toronto, actually. And one of the reasons they lost it was because in our North American contingent, there was a feeling Dubai was dangerous. It was near the Middle East, or it's in the Middle East, but it was near the war conflicts and so on. And Dubai is one of the safest cities in the world. So if there is a negative perception, either through transportation or political or something like that, I would say address that head on, because they're going to come to this emotional feeling anyway. So you may as well tackle it, put it out there and say, actually, it's not true. Here are the statistics, or whatever it is. So I think there is a balance to be had, but don't ever try and remove the emotion from it, because you can't.
Yeah, just to pick up on very, very quickly on that, one piece of advice I would give to everyone is, please don't describe your destination as safe.
Yeah.
Okay, you are setting yourself up for a fall. If anything, I would say demonstrate to the association that you have taken risk management issues very, very seriously and looked into all of those areas. Because even if you have a city with no great street crime, if one person is pickpocketed during the Congress, you can bet your life that it's going to be the wife of the president.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter who it is, because it gets round immediately, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And it is important that this word, if you say safe, people think unsafe.
Yeah.
Remember that cigarette advert.
Perception,
You're never alone with a strand was the line, and there was a picture of a lonely man on Westminster Bridge at twilight smoking this cigarette, and that was the catch line. You're never alone with a strand. The cigarette sales died immediately because you're always alone with a strand.
Okay, Helga, emotion.
Emotion.
German.
Let me tell you a little funny story. A few years ago, the board had a secret vote. And the evening at the reception, I asked one of the board members, for which city did you vote? And he said, for Rome. And I said, why? He said, because I want to see the new Pope. But I said, the old is still alive. And he said, by then he will be dead. So, and it was true. The new Pope was there. Emotion, yes, we need them. Mm-hmm. We need them. We are doing a people's business. We are working for people, not for machines. Our Congress, we want a warm Congress, nice hospitality, fun, of course work, but a warm welcome to the city. They feel well in the city, come back on a private way, in a private manner. So we need emotions.
Yeah.
Juan Jose.
From my perception, Martin, I think that rational is like the first step. So if you are an association client, you have a wish list. So you have your RFP and you have to fulfill all my criteria. But from there, we start into the emotional side. And that's what you said. And this is a people business. And it's about feelings. So it's really difficult to avoid the influence of emotional decision in the process. What I can say, Martin, we've been discussing on that during these days. In one dinner we have together, we were thinking before what we did in ICA. So it's going to be, instead of a secret vote, it's going to be an open vote of the board. So you have to say, who are you voting and why, in front of your fellow colleagues on the table. But now, instead of open vote, we are talking about blind vote. So once you have 3 destinations that fulfill our criteria, maybe you don't have let clients know which destination you're going to vote. So that's something we've been talking about. I know it's a tricky issue.
Just to explain how our process worked. Up until last year, we had no discussion. We wanted the board to individually look at all the material and the feedback and make a rational individual decision. And then we scored those, and then the one with the highest score was selected. But what happened is that board members felt we weren't, just like the case with Helga, we weren't addressing the strategic priorities within the 11 or 12 criteria that we were looking at. So now we've decided to have a discussion, very open discussion, and then each board member literally says, I'm going to vote for these guys and this is why I'm going to vote for them. And you could even have discussion with people saying, well, that's not a very strong reason. So you get debate and you get discussion and you can try and prioritize the strategy. But what we found was that as people went round the table to explain, nobody wants to be in the losing side in a competition. So if things are moving, this is a very emotional thing. As the votes are going round, then the people towards the end are thinking, well, I was going to say this, but now it doesn't look like it's really a good idea to say that. So now what we're going to do is the final tweak in our discussion. We're still going to have the open discussion, people arguing for, against different destinations based on those criteria. Now, just like the TV program, the Weakest Link, you're going to have to write down who you're voting for, and then we'll go around the table. They'll have to show who they're voting for and explain it. So you don't get this possibility of somebody at the end, maybe the last person is the only one voting for that destination. They still have a chance to explain why they made that decision.
Oh, that's clever, because we have got a slight twist on that, but I quite like this idea, the Weakest Link one. What we do is a full discussion with the executive committee, but they don't come to a vote then. They then do a private vote, which they write down with at least 2 reasons why they've done it. And then I take them all away to some back room, and we do a scoring system of preferential voting, so 3, 2, 1 on each destination, and then you have a winner, hopefully. If you don't, you knock out one of the cities and you go and do the vote again, and so on till you do. And then we came in and announced a winner, and they did not know until we came to do that which one they had chosen themselves.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.